Thank you.
1 and 2.
We're good to go.
Okay.
Whoopsie.
Okay.
Just gotta make it in the plan.
We're gonna hammer it.
That's the key.
We're gonna call to order the meeting of the Warr Acres City Council meeting for February 18th, 2025. We have a quorum, and we need to do the flag salute. Chief,
Happily, yes.
what? Okay.
Please join me in the flag salute. I pledge
allegiance to the flag
of the
the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And Chief Anderson is gonna do the invocation.
You'd bow your heads. Almighty God, as we stand here in awe of you, of your goodness, your mercy, your grace, today we invite you into this presence through your Holy Spirit. We ask your guidance and direction in all of our activities here as the council as we work for the good of the people of our city.
Yes.
Father, we declare that we love you and we thank you that you have made a way of love, of kindness, of mercy and grace known through your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, well, the judge, I guess I come down there.
Hey, Vicki.
All ready for city council meeting?
Whoopsie. Trying to get this thing to work, but that's an old meeting.
Mayor,
Okay, Sarah.
second time
Yeah,
around,
second
but we'll do
time,
it for,
yeah.
for good measure, for
Okay.
fun, all right?
All right.
Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Vicki Douglas,
I, Vicki Douglas,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
obey, and defend
obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Warr Acres,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Warr Acres,
and that I will not knowingly
and that I will not knowingly
receive directly or indirectly
receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office
pertaining to my office
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear that I will faithfully discharge
I further swear that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as mayor,
my duties as mayor,
chairwoman of the Public Works Authority Trust,
chairwoman of the Public Works Authority Trust,
and chairwoman of the Economic Development Authority Trust,
and chairwoman of the Economic Development Authority Trust,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. You want to sign this one for me? All right, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Mayor. All right, next up, Kit Fairchild. Sir, if you'll raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Kit Fairchild,
I, Kit Fairchild,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Warr Acres,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Warr Acres,
and that I will not knowingly
and that I will not knowingly
receive directly or indirectly
receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office
pertaining to my office
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
that I will faithfully discharge my duties
as Councilman of Ward 1,
as Councilman of Ward 1,
Public Works Authority Trustee,
Public Works Authority Trustee,
and Economic Development Authority Trustee,
and Economic Development Authority Trustee,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you very much.
Would you mind signing this, please? Thank you, sir. Mr. Schmidt.
It's heavy on the mister, too.
Well, hello. If you'll please raise your right hand.
No.
I, Mike
Take the
Schmidt,
seat.
I, Mike Schmidt,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Charter and ordinances of the City of Warr Acres.
and the Charter and
Ordinances.
ordinances of the City of Warr Acres,
And that I will not knowingly
and that I will not knowingly
receive directly or indirectly
receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or any other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as Councilman Ward 2,
my duties of Councilman of Ward 2,
Public Works Authority Trustee,
Public Works Authority Trustee,
and Economic Development Authority Trustee
and Economic Development Authority Trustee,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Would you please stand? Pam, do we have anyone else? Do we have anyone?
Deborah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ms. Morris?
Debbie.
I was wrong. All right, very well.
Oh, hey, did you get your?
Yeah, don't leave.
Faces out. There you go.
Hello. Please raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Debbie Morris,
I, Debbie Morris,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly
That's the
swear
next
that I
item
will
on the
support,
agenda.
obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Charter and
They're all three the
ordinances
same.
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Warr Acres,
of the City of Warr Acres,
and that I will not
and that I will not
knowingly receive,
knowingly receive,
directly or indirectly,
directly or indirectly,
any money or other valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as Councilwoman Ward 3,
my duties as Councilwoman of Ward 3,
Public Works Authority Trustee,
Public Works Authority Trustee,
and Economic Development Authority Trustee,
and Economic Development Authority Trustee,
to the best of my
This
ability.
camera.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations, ma'am. Thank you. Would you please stand as well? Thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Matt, is that it?
That's what's,
More.
One
That's
more.
what everybody
Ida's election was actually effective in December since she's filling a vacancy on the council, so we've got April is the next and last one.
April Worley.
I don't know,
Oh,
last
thank
time
you.
you had the
Come
agenda,
on,
it was
sorry.
showing right there.
Got me
so
a
I-
little mixed up here.
I'm not sure why anything is
Raise
working,
your
it's
right
not
hand, please.
working, honestly.
I, April Worley,
I, April Worley,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Warr Acres,
of the City of Warr Acres,
and that I will not knowingly
and that I will not knowingly
receive directly or
I
indirectly
know it's good,
receive
so I'm
directly or indirectly
just wanted to
any
make
money
sure
or
it was
other
working.
valuable thing
any money or other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as Councilwoman Ward 4,
my duties as Councilwoman of Ward 4,
Public Works Authority Trustee,
Public Works Authority Trustee,
and Economic Development Authority Trustee,
and Economic Development Authority Trustee,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you please sign as well? Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Presentations.
Hey, April?
If you take your seat.
Okay, we're gonna
Thanks, Stephen. And if you'll hold on
Item
for 1
number
second, we'll
3, we're
be
doing
a-
presentations
Need you to
to
sign.
outgoing Councilman Jim Von Thayer and Randy Prince. And Scott Tribby is not here, and neither is Roger Godwin. He's ill. So do Jim first.
5 times your pay on the council.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll give you a wrapped one, but this is what it is. It's a map of Warr Acres, and so, thank you
Thank you, appreciate it.
for your service. It was good. And that's yours.
Thank you.
Okay, and Randy? Randy was my partner in Ward 4, and he didn't run again, but anyways, thank you for your service.
You're welcome.
And this is yours. Okay, and I'll save this for Scott. So our next item is item number 4, discussion and possible action on appointing a vice mayor and swearing in. Does anyone have a nomination?
I'd like to nominate Mike Schmidt as
Mike
vice
Schmidt.
mayor.
Do we even need to vote?
I respectfully accept your nomination.
Okay,
Proof that you're crazy.
All right, we're gonna vote for Mike Schmidt.
got a motion to, yeah,
Myers,
Yes.
I'll second it.
Morris,
Yay.
Amosoy,
Yes.
Worley,
Yay.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yay.
Evans,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes,
Motion approved.
all right. Do I need to, or anything, or he's gonna swear him in as vice mayor?
Oh, yeah, he's got to get sworn in again.
New title, new oath. New title, new oath.
Raise your right hand. I, Mike Schmidt,
I, Mike Schmidt,
do hereby solemnly swear
do hereby solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend
that I will support, obey, and defend
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the United States,
the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
the Constitution of the State of Oklahoma,
and the Charter and ordinances
and the Charter and ordinances
of the City of Warr Acres,
of the City of Warr Acres,
and that I will not knowingly
and I will not knowingly
receive directly or indirectly
receive directly or indirectly
any money or other valuable thing
any money or any other valuable thing
for the performance or non-performance
for the performance or non-performance
of any act or duty
of any act or duty
pertaining to my office,
pertaining to my office,
other than the compensation allowed by law.
other than the compensation allowed by law.
I further swear
I further swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
my duties as Vice Mayor,
my duties as Vice Mayor,
Vice Chairman of the Public Works Authority Trust,
Vice Chairman of the Public Works Authority Development Trust,
and Vice Chairman of the Economic Development Authority Trust.
Vice Chairman of the
Economic
Development Authority Trust,
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Would you do a roll call right now? Yeah, we'll just, we need to write your name up.
Okay.
We're gonna recess now to the lobby for cake. We do anything?
Thanks, sir.
Yeah, pass the zoning.
Okay. Hey, gavel
We're gonna reconvene.
No, we need some.
Okay, so, item number 7 is the consent docket. Is there anything that anyone needs to talk about on the consent docket or remove before we talk about or approve it?
Madam Mayor, if I may, just for the benefit of the new council members, consent dockets exist for the items that are just routine. Don't want to have to vote on one by one. So these are items that, no discussion, no debate, just unless you want to pull one. So if you want to pull item D, sales tax history report, we vote on the rest. And then on the next item, we would discuss and you would separately vote on whatever you pulled.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent docket.
Second it.
Evans,
Yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Amosawi,
Yes.
Worley,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes?
Schmidt,
Yay.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yay.
motion approved.
Okay, and then the next item is, we're gonna receive reports from the staff. Police chief?
Other than the report that was sent out with the agenda, I've got nothing really further to add. And we would like to personally thank the Public Works for them coming out and keeping us moving during the snow and ice.
Amen.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that. But
Okay,
if you have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer any.
I'm fine. Fire chief?
Just like Chief Anderson, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer it. The only thing I want to add is just a public appreciation to Hertz Data Center for the generous gift of a $2,548 radio for our new brush pumper. That was very
Right.
kind of them. On their way out of our city, they just looked back and said, hey, you've done a lot for us too, so here's a gift. And then Cummins, I discussed last month that we had quite a bit of work that came up on the ladder truck. And they did $20,658 worth of work, but they only charged us $16,943 because we, after conversation with them about our financial situation, how we might have to put off part 2 and part 3 until a little bit later. They said, you know what? If you get approval, we'll do all of it for the first amount. So
Great.
thanks to both of them.
Okay,
You Cummins.
thank you. City clerk?
Nothing today.
Okay. City attorney?
Nothing to add.
Public works?
Well, since Chief Coy got a good deal on truck repairs, we'll send them all his way to work with Cummins on our trucks. So everybody knows last week Monday was a holiday, and then Tuesday the weather moved in. So we're one of the 2 cities left that picks up trash with people outside. So we use 5 of 6 of our temporary labor. So they weren't particularly equipped with cold weather gear, boots and stuff, tennis shoes. So we didn't get to pick up trash. We made a decision not to pick it up till Friday. And so today we should be caught up. So I know there was a lot of people, there was a handful of people complaining, but it all got done. Nobody was going to die. So and the landfill was closed on Wednesday of last week. So it's just one of those things for everybody's safety. If you've ever seen videos of heavy trucks sliding down hills, there's videos of fire trucks and during inclement weather. There's garbage trucks. It would not be good if it slid through somebody's house. So, or it ran over or slid over somebody. So,
Or just tearing up one of our vehicles.
well, that would be, that would not be good,
Can't
but that
afford
would be
any
better than
new repairs.
people. But that's all I have.
Actually, they came yesterday to my house. They
Yeah.
came yesterday. They picked up yesterday, and this morning I found that they checked my trash cans
Yeah.
if they were empty or not.
Sounds like they're caught up, or in our way.
Twice.
I want to make sure we get you guys right.
Thank you
Let's
so
all
much.
pull our mics down too, so people in the back can hear us.
Your mic.
I got a request on that.
And so that Pam can get it for the minutes.
Yeah. Okay, city engineer?
There actually, unless there's questions, I apologize for running late and missing the swearing in, but I don't have anything other than the report. The report, you may notice, has a late date. I actually didn't change the date. That is this month's report, not last month. So if you have any questions, I'll be right back.
Okay, city planner?
All of my items on my report will be discussed during the meeting.
Grant writer's not here, and
Get a report from him every month, is that the plan?
He didn't send anything.
He didn't send anything? Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
I didn't see anything.
When we first started with him, I let him know when I had to have it. And then he kept sending his invoice to Roger instead of sending it to me. So there were several months that we didn't get his invoices. And so then whenever Roger was leaving, I sent him an email and I said, please, reports and invoices to me if you want to get paid. So the invoice came, but no report.
So,
the invoice was retainer.
I guess that's how he, yeah.
Well, that means
He
you're
gets
paying
that
up
every
front.
single, we pay him every single month. That was the contract that was agreed upon.
I thought we paid by when we asked him to do something. That's
No,
what he
it's-
stood here and said.
It's monthly, a monthly payment.
He said he only got paid when we asked him to pursue a particular grant.
The contract that was signed was for the entire year for the
that's the way I've understood.
$2,500 a month.
And he has a
so
30-day opt-out.
And so do
We
we.
have a 30-day
Yeah.
opt-out.
We may want to look at that.
Yeah,
Agree.
yeah.
I think
So that was one of the things I wanted to talk about for my report, basically, is there was a huge confusion about the grants for the police department. Originally, the JAG grant was sit in for overtime. They changed it to laptops, and then we have 2 safety grants out. And during city council meetings, it was said that the check was in the mail, and the check was never mailed because the computers haven't even been bought yet. So I talked to the people at the grant association, and that's what I found out. And then I talked to Jason Allen, and he straightened it all out. So
Okay.
he's working on it.
That $10,000 though is different than the JAG grant.
There were 2 of them, and 2 safety grants, and then the JAG grant. And Jason explained it to me this morning.
Okay.
So
Because he was in, okay.
we're still waiting.
For the
because-
first 10.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was just a big mess, but no,
You have an
they,
item next
they
month.
didn't mail a check, basically.
Was that the $10,000?
Yeah. So, that's
So
all,
we're doing the grant work. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, basically. And, yeah.
So we pay this guy, what, $2,500 a month? I got a point of information here. How much grants has he brought in since he's been here?
He brought in, did we get the opioid grant money yet? The opioid grant?
We approved it last month.
Yeah,
I believe at the previous meetings, we said that
You did
he
get-
had made as much as we paid him last year.
Yes.
That's not good.
So he broke even.
I
But
am-
he said the
I
first
am
year we
gonna
would break
caution-
even.
I am going to caution the council that we're dangerously close to having a discussion about an item that's not on the agenda.
okay.
So let's make it an item next month.
We'll make it next
Yeah.
month, okay. So,
Receiving reports is one thing, but this is the danger zone under the Open
Okay.
Meeting Act, as a report leads to
few-
substantive discussion between the council that the public wasn't notified they were going to talk about.
for future
Yep.
discussions, okay, I was talking about it previous, so, yeah,
So
let's not do that.
if there's something in a
Okay.
report that you want on the agenda,
Okay.
each of you has the ability to put something on the agenda for the next month, so we'll
Okay.
make sure there's an item for the next month.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so our next item is number 10. Final public hearing, discussion and possible action on use subject to review concerning an application for rezoning a C1 suburban office district to a C3 neighborhood shopping district, location 6600 Northwest 63rd, Wood Lake Animal Hospital. The Planning Commission recommended approval by a unanimous vote with 3 members absent. So, do we want to have
For the
people come,
purpose
or
of the minutes, the applicant is here.
Yeah, the engineer or the planner, you first talk first?
Right. So in my report every month, I am including summaries for these applications for planning commission items that come before you. So as you'll see in the report, this is, Mr. Schmidt, did we put the maps or anything on the,
I have it this one on there.
Perfect, okay. So as you can see, the parcel in question is outlined in blue. The north portion of this parcel is zoned C3. The south portion of it is zoned C1. So this animal hospital already exists on the C3 portion of the lot. What they're wanting to do is demo the old building, build a new one that's gonna push that building further back on the lot. And animal hospital is not permissible in C1, but it is permissible in C3, so that's why we're going after a rezoning application. There were people from the public that were here at the planning commission meeting that raised some concerns regarding screening due to it being next to their homes, as well as noise, other types of effects like that. I'll allow the applicant and the vice mayor to speak to that because they had a meeting with the affected public today. But for all intents and purposes, this is just essentially allowing use that already exists to continue its operations and to bring zoning together that really shouldn't be split like this anyway. So from a staff perspective, we recommend approval, but I think that the applicant should come up and discuss their application, and I can answer any questions from a planning standpoint.
If I can briefly step in, Madam Mayor, when this first got brought to my attention, was it Dakota 2 months ago?
Yeah.
The reason, how do we end up with a piece of property that has split zoning but the same owner? The answer to it is that, I forget when the animal hospital was originally built, but it was before the 90s. The area in question has not been platted. The lots were defined by legal description. They were formerly owned by different people. And so when the city initially applied the zoning, they applied C1, which is, for our new council members, C, commercial, R, residential. As you move up in number, R1 to R2 to R3, C1 to C2 to C3, what you're getting is heavier density uses. So R1 for residential is going to be single-family home, R3 is going to be apartment complexes. C1 is lower density commercial, C3 is our neighborhood shopping district commercial. You can do things in C3 you can't do in C1, but everything you can do in C1 you can do in C3. In 1995, the original owner of the animal hospital bought the lot to his south. And I have to envision that at that time, he probably had grand ambitions of doing what they're talking about doing now, and it just never came to fruition. Looking at the land records, the property then sold, and then sold, and then sold. This is something that they should have done back in 95. Once they acquired common ownership over both lots, was unified the zoning. For whatever reason, they never did. And so when the applicant initially came to the city about their building plans, it initially came on the agenda as a parking lot, I think, but then we realized, no, the issue isn't really special uses, it's zoning. If they want to build the animal hospital on the southern part, it is one piece of property that legally is considered to be two because we've got separate zoning. So that's why we're where we're at right now. The one issue that came up, and maybe Mike's going to address, there is a road running north-south along the west side of this property that, based on what was said during the planning commission meeting, it is not a city street. It's a private drive. One of the concerns I brought to the adjacent property owners is whether or not there had ever been any sort of easement filed for the benefit of that C1 lot, because at one point in time, it was its own standalone lot with a separate owner. I have to figure that at some point when they put that private drive in, that property owner got an easement across that private drive. That was one of the concerns that the property owners brought up was, maybe they'd be okay with it if you weren't doing ingress and egress along the private drive. Well, that's a private issue, because if there is an easement, it would run to the benefit of the successor owner, which would be the owner of the entire property. So that's the one clarification I wanted to add as to how we got here, is just interesting history of how we applied our zoning, and then people messed with it by acquiring common ownership of the lots.
Do we need to open the public hearing?
My recommendation would be, before you open the public hearing, you've heard from staff, hear from the applicant. They may address any comments that the public has or spur new ones.
So is the applicant here?
They got a couple people here.
Okay. Would you like to come up?
And like last week, if you don't mind stating your name and address so we get it for the minutes.
Sure. My name is Jim Davis, 1905 Mark Tree Circle, Edmond, Oklahoma, I'm the architect for the project.
Yeah, they said there was a vote.
I'm Dan Androlanis with Smith Roberts Baldwin-Schweiler. We're the civil engineers for the project, and we're at 100 Northeast Fifth Street, Oklahoma City.
We believe, we met with the owners, so the neighbors, adjoining neighbors, pardon me?
I was gonna say talk louder.
Oh, okay, excuse me.
You
We
might
met
be
with
too
the-
tall for our microphone.
Yeah, you're so tall.
I don't have, okay. We met with the adjoining neighbors that have had some issues during the P and Z meeting, and I believe we've made them happy with everything. They did not stay after the recess. They're as happy as we could make them. We've decided to make the yard for the dogs to go to the restroom smaller to get as far away from them as possible and still keep it on the property. And I think that appeased them as far as their concerns. We are here to answer any questions you might have. To your comment, Dan has noticed something on the civil drawings that might answer your question about how they got access to that site. We just discovered, so if you're interested.
I love history.
Sure, yeah.
Well, the southern portion of the property, it actually had a little panhandle that went up the west side of the property to 63rd. So they were not landlocked without having to use that private drive on the west of the property there. And I might, the plans as we submitted do not access that private drive. All the access will be off 63rd. So that was another thing that the property owners were happy to see, that we're going to take traffic off that private drive and in and out on 63rd Street.
So were you gonna move the, what is it, the dog park part of it over to the Ashbury Avenue side?
No,
Away from the houses, or?
No, the dog area is still gonna be to the south of the new building. It's just due south, it's the straight line due south. So it's no closer to the houses on the east than it has been before, nor to the west as it's been before. It's just moving straight south.
Okay.
We did reduce the size of it so that the south end of the dog enclosure portion is further north from our property owners to the south.
Okay.
And they were,
It was 65 feet. It's gonna be about 85 feet now.
So I was just going to say, Judy and I were at the Planning Commission last week. The reason why they're doing this is because they're going to keep the business running while they do this construction. So that's why the building is farther south back. So eventually they'll tear that building down, but they want to stay open while they're doing the construction. The 3 people or 4 people that were sitting in the front row, they were the neighbors that we met with this afternoon. And the reason why they didn't stay is because they said they were fine with everything that we had discussed this afternoon. I tried to say we're all neighbors, we all need to get along, and I'll do what's best for the city. They're getting curbing, they're gonna have it more identified as far as where that access road is and where their area stops and where the animal hospital's land begins. Because right now, if you drive over there, there's just dirt where all the employees and people have parked, and so you don't know whose land that is. Well, there's not going to be, when they're all finished, you're going to know whose land is whose, and no one's going to be using that access road that is involved with that hospital. It will just be coming in off the entrance for the parking lot for that hospital. So,
Because they don't have any parking now.
right,
It's
but
desperately
that,
needed.
okay, this top part that's in yellow, that's on this diagram, when they tear that building down, they're gonna eventually have more parking, and that's part of the area that's gonna be parking. So it's gonna resolve their parking issues, it's gonna resolve their building, because it's gonna resolve the sound, because they're gonna put soundproof walls up. And we discussed it for about, 45 minutes last week, about all the things that we wanted to have done. And then we met today with them, and the neighbors are all fine with it, and that was the main thing. I told them I'd vote how the neighbors wanted to be, and if they didn't agree, I'd say no. But they said yes, and they got some cake and they left. So.
For those that weren't at the meeting, it public hearing, but it turned into a private hearing between the applicant and the adjacent property owners, while the rest of us sat up here and waited to see if they got it resolved. So, and Citizen Mike was right in the middle of it.
That's right.
The only thing I would ask of you is, as you are building the new buildings, that you stick within the ordinances of noise for the people that do live there. There's hours
I believe it's till 7 PM at night, and then no Sundays or something like that for noise.
Actually, this is what we were trying to get the neighbors to understand. This is gonna be an improvement for everybody. The current location has dog kennels and does dog boarding, and that's when you let dogs out in the back to go to the restroom and they bark and cause. With this new building that I'm designing for them is being designed as an urgent care surgery center hospital, which means they cannot keep any animals overnight unless they are sedated instead, and they have to have somebody, a staff member watching them to keep them alive, which means they're not gonna be going outside and going to the bathroom. So the use of the yard that it's a smaller, because we don't need that big a yard anymore. It'd be to let one, maybe two out to go to the bathroom, maybe one only, and then let them back in. So the noise abatement is gonna be a whole lot stronger.
I think Judy was talking about the construction.
Yes, about the construction, just to be courteous to the people that are there as far as
no,
noise
ma'am.
with the
Okay,
construction.
As far as
While you're
the
building.
hours, no, we don't allow our contractor to work on Sunday.
Okay, good.
There's no drinking on the site, there's no drugs or alcohol on the site, and we test. So those are
Thank you.
rules that we don't let the contractor even touch the job unless he understands that.
Thank you.
Certainly.
I think nothing before 7 AM or nothing after 7 PM, something like that?
Yeah.
That's fine. Well, clearly,
Okay.
we'll have to comply with all the ordinances of the city of
Yeah.
Warr Acres.
Thank
and
you.
We'll have to comply with all the building permit requirements, ADA access, all those sorts of things, so.
Excellent, thank
Okay.
you.
Mike Woodard, do you have any comments, or?
No, it's in the ordinance when they can work, they can't work on Sunday, 7 o'clock they have to stop and everything else.
Okay.
All that's already written down. So they, and they have to follow the code, you have to, I think, he said, what code you got to.
Okay.
I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing.
I'll second that.
Anybody here?
Schmidt,
Yay.
Myers.
Yes,
Fairchild,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Worley,
Yes.
Mimosaway,
yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Mayor,
Yes.
motion approved.
Anybody here?
That was just the public hearing.
Oh, that's,
Got 2 more votes, or 1 more vote before your vote.
so nobody from the public?
Anybody from the public?
All right, motion to close the public hearing?
By unanimous consent.
That kid seconded it.
Do it.
Second it.
Second.
There you go, yeah.
Myers,
Yes.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Worley,
Yes.
Mimosaway,
Yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Schmidt,
Yay.
Evans,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes.
motion approved.
I got a parliamentary
name now.
inquiry, because I'm new. Couldn't we just do something like that by unanimous consent, and then if there's no objection, we just move on?
For certain items, we could adopt that kind of a rule. There are some items you have to have
Everybody vote.
affirmative votes on so that votes can be, actually, unanimous consent, let me think about that one because of the way the Open Meeting Act is worded and log in everybody's vote. But let me
Because
think.
if it's by unanimous consent and nobody objects, then it's presumed that everybody voted yay on it. It's unanimous.
I'm gonna have to make sure that would jive with the Open Meeting Act requirement
speed
for
things
minutes.
up.
Well, this is a short meeting.
It's not over yet.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion to approve item 10 to change the zoning from C1 to C3.
April seconded it.
Second it.
Yeah, we're making everybody have a voice today.
Mike Schmidt is back.
Myers,
That's right.
Yes.
Worley,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yay.
Mimosaway,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Mayor,
Yes.
motion approved.
Okay.
Now you're good, yeah.
Okay, our next item is discussion and possible action on appointing, it says the members to serve as the city ACOG representatives. I'm going to be the primary.
Right.
And then we need to pick a second person.
Why is your hand on my
It's
shoulder?
Thursdays from 1 to 4, the last Thursday of the month, if I don't show up, or if somebody else wants to come. I went all the time with Roger when he didn't come, and so I went like for the last year and a half.
So it's not a permanent every,
It's the last Thursday
Here's
of the
the-
month. 1 to 4. Yeah.
But that's only when you can't go?
If.
Unless you
if-
want to.
Unless you want to.
Okay, oh, okay.
So
You can
if,
nominate me.
Okay, I'll nominate Judy Myers to be the ACOG replacement.
I'll
Oh,
second.
unless she wants to go every time. You can go every time.
Okay.
Yeah,
You
they're
can,
good.
you can go every time, yeah. Roger let me go every time, so that was nice.
For the mayor to be the primary and Judy to be the backup.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I'll second that. Anybody?
Somebody gonna second?
I'll second it.
I
Vicky
second,
did.
I already seconded, sorry.
Vicky seconded it.
Oh,
Can
not
I?
used to the mayor seconding
I'm not
votes.
not used, oh, is it not okay? Is that
It's
not okay?
allowed. You're a full member of the council. There are just some mayors that
Schmidt,
Yay. You can even make a
Mayor,
motion.
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Amosui,
Yes.
Worley,
Yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Myers.
Yes,
Motion approved.
as Schmidt said, even the mayor can even make a motion.
That's right.
Okay. All righty then. We've got questions and comments from the council. Let's start with Kit, since he's on that side.
Hey, I'm brand new here, you know. I won an election, so I'm excited to be here and working with everybody. And I've been watching all the videos from last year. So
I
you
get
guys do good. I like it. So anyway, yeah, no, most of my questions were pretty much, I talked to Matt about some of the, hey man, what's parliamentary procedure we're using, stuff like that. So, and like like the question I just raised earlier about, yeah, please check into that if we can do that, as far as doing unanimous consent on some items. Yeah, I'd like to thank the people who voted me in. It was, and Judy and Vicky campaigning too, that really got everybody out. We had a pretty good turnout for Ward 1 on the voting.
Yeah.
And I put a little work in, you know.
Oh, he
I
went in the freezing cold weather.
Yeah, I went out. I tell you what, that got me some votes right there. You go out when it's really cold and snowy, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, that's dedication." But that's the way. I tell you what, I really got to understand the people in my ward. I really got to understand who they were, their thoughts, their ideas, their aspirations, and kind of what they wanted. It really helped me to know how to represent them, I think. And really, wow, yeah. Judy, you and Vicky, I mean, what you guys, Debbie, going around the ward and talking to everybody, that really helped get a lot of people out. It really did. So I talked to a lot of people that said, oh yeah, I saw Vicky. So
It was, 1,400 houses.
yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm glad that I guess I'm glad I won, and I look forward to working with everybody. And I'd like to, while I'm here, if it's on the record, thank Jim for his service that he did to the council and everything else. And I hope to speak with him more about his experience and kind of pick on his wisdom a little if I can.
And maybe get him involved in something else. Yeah,
And that's all I have.
yeah. All right,
me?
yeah.
All right, well, number one, welcome Mayor Douglas.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome Kit. Welcome Mike. Welcome back. Isn't there a show about that? Never mind. And welcome April. We're excited to have new faces. And Debbie, you were sworn in today too, so welcome again. Welcome back. So thank you to those who wrote letters for the grant application for Dakota and I, for the grant app that we put in for the Route 66 sign. I appreciate y'all's efforts. And a huge thank you to Mike Turbin. He's like, what'd I do? What'd I do? I made a comment at the last council meeting about the lines being completely gone from Northwest Expressway and MacArthur. And then that wasn't but a few days after that I went to go get gas at 7-Eleven. I was like, wait, whoa, where did these come from? I know that was you, and I thank you very much for at least making them visible and making them available so that there is no crossover traffic until such a time that we can get that done. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Reminder to my animal control people, we are going to meet a week earlier, March 4th, that the grant writer is supposed to be there. That is all. Thank you. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you.
Mike?
Okay. Now, I usually don't write things down, but I had to write down a bunch of things. So, here we go. I'll try to make this fast. When I timed it last time, it was like 6 minutes. but this wasn't written down. Congratulations on so many women on the city council. I mean, everybody that's watching this, I remember a time when it was all old men. It was the only thing that was on the city council. So I remember talking to Judy and her husband saying, you know, one of you want to be on the council? And then she was the only woman on the council. And it's evolved. I think it's great. I think we need to keep going with as far as diversity, because Warr Acres isn't just all, I hate to say it, old white men. So there's other people in the city. And so that's where I want to start. Okay, so the past couple of years, we've been working on a sewer project for Warr Acres. I felt this was extremely important undertaking for the council, and I felt we needed people on this council who could help the city understand and make informed decisions about what was being presented to us from SRB to the council, and to explain to them what needed to be done. For that reason, I met with Councilman Evans and asked him if he'd consider getting back on the council to help with the sewer project. He agreed under the condition that once the plans were finalized, that I get back on the council and he can go back to his life not being on the council. The problem is I came back a year early, and so I've promised him that I will search for someone, if he really still wants to get off the council, to find someone else to take his place next year, because that was our agreement. But I want to take this opportunity publicly to thank Councilman Evans for getting back on the council and helping the city, because he wanted to do what was best for the city. So I want to say thank you.
Yes.
Councilwoman Myers. So see, I've written about everybody. So I've been in the crowd for the past year, so I've been watching. But I want to thank you for chairing the Animal Control Center Advisory Board that the city council established a couple years ago. Not only did we get things done outside, but then this past year we've done lots of things that I didn't know that was going to be the role of this advisory board. But with the chief of police, we've made it where we bring policy and rates, and spading and neutering and chipping animals, and that's all under her watch. I appreciate everything she did for that. I also want to thank her for monthly showing up at the Public Works area and doing recycling with me. Every month she's out there, and I'll just either be smoking, even though I'm not supposed to be, or taking the bags out and tying them off and moving them. But Judy, if you ever go out there I would go out there one month just to see, she talks to everyone there. She knows who they are. She'll greet them. She will talk to them about whatever it is that's going on, ask them if they're on the mailing list so they can get updates. I think it's a very good service, and it shows, it's her being on the council. It says, hey, I'm involved in my city. I'm giving back to my community. So we usually make this pitch once a year. If any of you want to go, me and Judy are there every month. It's from 8:30 to 11:30, the first Saturday of every month. We used to take off in January and July, but we do it every month now. So if you guys want to come out, we'll show you how to do it. It's a great way to meet people that live in Warr Acres, and even Bethany, because they come and recycle with us as well. The last thing about Judy. Her and I, when I was on the council this last time, we talked about taking the money in the Economic Development Fund that we received from Walmart. It was just sitting in an account, just sitting there. We weren't doing anything with it. She actually got it done where that money was invested. You have a sheet of paper in front of you showing the account. We put in $1.4 million, and as of this date, we've made $96,935 and a penny. So I want to thank Judy, because she's the one that helped drive this, and I think everything that she does for the city, I really appreciate it. I'm sure everybody else does too. So Councilman Fairchild, and I've already talked to him earlier, but I didn't know when I wrote this that I'd already talked to him, but the last election you lost by 1 vote. But you didn't let it deter you. You ran again, and this time you won 167 to 99. After that last election, and I told you, he has a podcast. He has more than one podcast. So I go on Facebook, and I usually can click on him, and I can see him. But I've known him through that, but I want to get to know him on the council. So hopefully I want to see what he's going to bring to the city of Warr Acres. And if you guys wanted to watch him, he's got him on what are your different medias you have him on? So.
On the show you're talking about?
Yeah.
I got the Will Rogers Experiment podcast I do with Sean Cummings. It's on iHeartRadio. We got about 7,000 to 8,000 listeners a week. across the state, statewide, which means probably about 24 people in Warr Acres listen to it. Because, yeah, you know, but we talk about all kinds of things, mostly state issues, pretty much, and it's a fun thing we do.
Yeah, so it's very interesting. Hopefully he'll bring some of that stuff to the city council. So I appreciate working with you. Councilwoman Worley. Okay, so I talked to you earlier.
Yes.
Congratulations on being here.
Thank
And
you.
if you recognized her, if you were on the council, she was here when we were bringing up, I can't remember what it was, but she told everybody that she was working at Whataburger. And so, because then Scott made a mention about bringing back some kind of burger.
Yeah, mushroom
Yes.
Swiss.
Yeah, where's my
So
hamburger?
I'd like to get to meet with you. I talked with you earlier. I'd like to meet with you about what you envision, about what you want to do and what you want to see in your ward, and we can work on getting that done.
Sounds good.
So, Councilwoman Amasaway. Did I even say it right? I know I didn't say it right.
You said
El
good
Masawi.
enough.
I'm trying to do it bad so that way Pam doesn't sound as bad when she says it. So, because I couldn't do it. Yeah. But anyway, if I had to pick a word to describe you, I would say dedicated. Because when I met you, you were out in this audience about somebody that, you know, a neighbor, it wasn't even you, that they were spilling oil and gas and stuff in the neighbors' yards, and you know, wanted to see a change. And then you decided, hey, I want to make a change on the council, and you want to make a change on the city. And I think that's very dedicated, and I look forward to working with you on some things. And I'm going to bring something up later, because I'm still going. But do we still have that timer? You should probably turn that timer on. I'm trying to get to every person. But I'm going to bring up something that you talked about that I want to see us try to develop. So,
That would be great.
okay, so Councilwoman Morris. See, because we only had one real item, so I figured I had a lot of time that I could talk. But you're such a positive person. Every time I see you, you're smiling, or you're happy all the time. Whether or not that's really how you are, I don't know. But I know you project that onto people, and when I talk to you and see you, I feel happier talking with you. And so I wanted to say that, and you know, that's not just on the council, but also thank you for being on the Animal Control Advisory Board. And even then, when we're talking about stuff, you're a very positive person, and I think we need that on the council. Mayor Douglas.
Uh-oh.
Congratulations. You know, no one thought you were going to do it. You did it. I mean, you yourself, you didn't, you weren't sure. But the one thing I would say about you is if you don't know something, you will find the answer. Like, you didn't know about the ACOG and OML, and so you just start going to meetings. And then you didn't know about the budget, you harassed Pam and you bugged Pam about it, so you get to know it.
Yeah.
There are so many challenges and obstacles in this city. I think you can overcome them and make the city thrive. Now, if there's anything I can do, just ask me. Good luck, Madam Mayor.
Thank you. Make me cry.
Okay, so now that was all that. I'm going to try to be really fast because this is just my comments, and I still got another 2 pages. But what I like to see on this council is I've got 3 things. And the first thing is the budget. And if any of you have been on the council, you already know that there's a problem with the budget. The city cannot continue to increase expenses every year and not increase revenue. Part of this has to do with the economic development meeting that we have right after this meeting. That meeting lasts about 10 seconds. And you want to know why there's economic development problems in Warr Acres, you can look at that meeting. That meeting, we should be discussing how are we going to develop this city? What are we going to do to bring more businesses into the city? Not, here's expenses, approve last month's meetings, and then we're done. We have to have development by bringing businesses into the city. And even with the previous mayor, who made his own business for city economic development, that didn't work either. So we have to, that is, I think, where we need to start, and then we need to start looking at expenses. But I think if we can get more businesses, that's what we need to do first. The second thing I have on here is the Route 66 Festival. Sitting out in that crowd for the last year, we've had a lot of problems with festivals, but this Route 66 Festival was Warr Acres Festival. These other festivals were outside groups wanting a festival. This was something that Mayor Mickley promoted as something that the city and the city council can work on to give back to the citizens of the city. We had a different booths, we had different things, and then we had a car show, and then it connected to, you drive farther down Route 66 and you go to Bethany and they had a garage sale and they had things, and then you went to Yukon and you drove down Route 66, and it was a coordinated event. I don't think we should get rid of it because, oh, we can't have festivals. I think that's the one festival. We don't do 4th of July parades. We don't do fireworks. This is the one thing we were doing as a city. I would like to see us keep doing it. And Councilwoman Aida, this is what I was talking about. When you're sitting up there, you're talking about you really want to see us having lots. You already know what am I going to say?
The food trucks and farmers market.
Farmers markets and food trucks. That's what I would like to see, that event. Instead, it's been like a health event, and we haven't really had a lot of participation. People mostly come for the car show. But I think if we can somehow make it somehow related to that, I'd like to next month have it on the agenda to maybe we're going to discuss making a committee and maybe still having this. Because next year is the 100-year anniversary of Route 66. So how can we not have some kind of festival when it's a celebration of that Route 66? You can't just get rid of it. And I think with the signs, I think it would be a good thing that we could do for the city. The last thing, and I'm sure Vicky's going to talk about this, and because I already talked with her, this building is built on the old community center that Warr Acres used to have. They were told, we're going to build this city hall here, but eventually we will put a new community center in. The ambulance service pays a monthly fee to the city to use the old fire station to park their ambulances so they can dispatch out. I would like to have I'd like to have Vicki talk more about this, but we need to have some kind of plan for the community center, and she's probably going to talk about it. Thank you to all the city staff. Thank you to all the departments. Thank you to all the workers in the office all the time for everything that they do. And I'll end it by saying God bless you all, and God bless the city of Warr Acres. Thank you.
Debbie?
Oh. That's a tough act to follow.
Sorry, I should have went last. Sorry.
I think the thing that was on my heart was just Public Works through all that inclement weather and having to get temporary workers to try to do something and, and then having to probably field all the calls from residents calling, why didn't you pick up my trash twice? Anyway, thank you for your hard work and juggling all that. And thanks for everyone on the council. Welcome all the new members. And way to go, Vicki.
Oh, thanks. Aida, are you?
Welcome to the newcomers and to the old ones. There isn't that much, except I've been getting an email from a resident of the city who have a problem with building code. He emailed me twice. I have looked at his email, and I think there is misunderstanding of this person of why there is a code. He's been trying to talk to Mike. I have referred him to you.
22nd, he's already talked to me a whole bunch of times.
Oh.
A whole bunch of times.
The whole thing, yes.
Every time it's a different story.
Oh.
And his permit is not correct.
Yeah.
According to building.
I agree with you.
It's invalid.
That's
It's not.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree with you.
And I had told him, I talked to our attorney,
Mm-hmm.
you supposed to go get a variance. Well, he turned in a variance, but he didn't have nothing on it.
He turned in blank.
You cannot turn that variance. I said, yeah, I had it. I said, I cannot make it. I cannot write a public legal document. I said, you need to write it down. I said, now theoretically, before you go variance, Board of Adjustment, money is really, cannot use money at theory. Cannot use money as an option to do. And I know exactly what I'm talking about. Son talking real good, they don't talk, and they had a mediator, they called
It's been really a long time, and I took him back, direct him back to you. He said, well, it's only my house and my neighbor is okay with building there. I said, we cannot, there is a code, there is a way, and you have to go back to you to get.
The problem with the neighbor is, the neighbor sells. Like, you know, it's everybody. He sells, you know, and that neighbor's stuff. He did not tell the truth about it. You can give variance if they say, okay, they follow me now. You guys, counsel to sue. But, okay.
So it is, as a council member, I'm not gonna get involved in any code issues or permits. So I'm gonna always direct them back to you.
Well, that's unlimited. 6 feet property line is supposed to be minimum. Some cities have 5 feet now. He would have made 5 feet, but now 6 feet he might.
Yeah.
Do whatever they do.
Aida, do you have a copy of this? Pass that to her. That's the survey.
I'll again note, we're
Wait, this is-
dangerously
Yeah, we're.
tiptoeing into something that not only is not on the agenda, but is completely outside the council's legal purview
Yeah.
because it's a staff issue and council can't direct staff.
Yeah.
So it is very good, Councilwoman, that it wins, and I want to just take a quick point to know, especially for our new members. We do have separation of powers in every form of government, including this one. When a citizen brings an issue to you, let's say you get a call, I'm mad because officer such and such treat me like crap on a traffic stop. Your job is absolutely not to call Chief Anderson and say you need to reprimand your officer. That would actually be illegal for you to do because you cannot get involved in the day-to-day operations. That's what we have a mayor for, and she has department heads. What you can do is give them Chief Anderson's number, give them the mayor's number. As Aida said, directed the person to the correct staff member and got herself out of what was a staff level issue.
That's exactly why I did not, because the first time I was misled to, we are freezing and our children and this and that, and I basically just
Yeah.
went ahead and found a place to donate heaters and all kind of things. It turned out the whole story is not, the heat in their house is higher than the one in mine.
The new part of the building, they cannot leave it in there.
Not without occupancy, like, yeah. But,
That's what I tell,
So I noticed that there is some kind of conflict in the emails. And I wanted to make sure that they will not take anything that I say. I even emailed her my response, so she wouldn't waste her time for really something we cannot solve, and direct them all back to the right department to solve it, not me.
yeah, I'd like to bring this up later in a bullet point.
And we need, Matt, you and I, I need to sit with you for a few legal questions.
Okay.
So we can set a time, or if you are in the city, let's do that.
Happy to.
Because I don't have your phone number, so that would make it much
He's
easier.
got,
Give it to you after the meeting.
right.
Sounds good.
April?
I just want to thank everybody for the warm welcome that I've had, and I'm just happy to be here. I don't have a whole lot to say today.
Okay. Okay, well, I have a little bit. Oh, John, you didn't, oh, we skipped you?
Welcome new members. I waived my time, like you, 2 or 3 of
I couldn't,
Mike filibustered on behalf of Ward 2.
I couldn't see
nowhere
you
else to
because
go.
Matt was in my way. You have anything? Nothing?
No, seriously, I'll waive my time.
Okay, well, okay, so I do have something. Pam gave everyone a helpful information about being a council member, which I wish I had got when I started. So she took away some of my thunder, but Yeah, talking about how ordinances are municipal laws, and also the new people need to go to the new
Officials.
officials.
There is one in Lawton.
Yeah, there's
On-
one in February,
Right.
but then there's one in,
February where?
it's next, was it
No,
this
March,
next
March,
weekend?
March
Or-
27.
okay. And then one later.
And that would be in Lawton.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to go, if someone is gonna go with me, I
Yeah.
rather not to drive by myself.
If we can get signed
The
up
one
for it.
in the metro is the one that I put in everybody's spot,
July.
Okay,
so that you're not
That's
having to
in
drive
June.
all the way to Lawton. They have them in McAllister, they have them in Lawton, they have them in Stillwater, I think Woodward, but only one time a year is it in the metro, and that's in June. And that way it saves you from having to drive all over the countryside.
Yeah,
So if everybody is okay with that date, I can get you registered tomorrow. I'm glad you brought that up, because I meant to
Yeah.
ask everybody and then I forgot.
so, yeah,
The new people.
everyone, all the new
Yes.
people
Yeah,
have
you've
to
already
go.
done it.
And it's one day,
Yeah.
yeah, it's not that.
8 hours teaches you everything you need to know about municipal law.
Yeah.
It's a
I don't
book,
know
it's a
about
book
that.
about that thick in 8 hours.
So Pam gave this helpful information that talked about all the different types of funds, and just really, really good information. I would recommend everyone read it. I would also recommend everyone read the charter that she gave everyone, a copy of the charter. And when you have lots of free time, read the ordinances.
You gotta have a lot of free time for that one.
Yeah. So we're here to serve the citizens of Warr Acres, not to promote our own agenda. It's our job to provide the citizens with information related to safety, security, and economic decisions that affect their lives. I am a totally different kind of manager than the previous manager. I'm a hands-on because that's how I learn. I have to see things and ask questions. And so I'm going to bug Pam to death. But we also have several openings that we need to find people for. She emailed me a list. Did you email that to everybody? I
No, just you.
Okay, because if anyone knows anyone in any of the wards, I'll forward this to y'all.
I can send it to them tomorrow.
Okay. And if you know anyone that could fill any of these positions, we'd be happy to talk to them. And I know that,
I have a question about that. Do they have to be registered voters to be on those
I
committees?
think they do. I think
Do
they
what?
do.
Do they have to be a
voters?
registered voter or just a
registered-
To be on a
citizen?
commission? I don't know.
No, I don't.
They have to be on the council, but I
But I
don't
ca-
know
yeah.
that they do on a commission.
Okay, Matt.
I don't remember ever seeing that, but,
Looking it up.
For some of them, you don't even have to be a resident, personnel board.
right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The personnel board can just.
Is there even a time frame for how long they have to be a resident? I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have to look it up. I can't remember.
Again, for council, yes.
Yeah.
But for the boards, I'm not.
Yeah.
And the personnel
Yep.
board doesn't even have to be someone who lives in the city.
You're right.
Members of the planning commission shall be residents of the city.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
Okay. And then,
And I'd be shocked if it was different for BOA, Board of Adjustment, but I can tell you very quickly. Board of Adjustment, all members shall be residents of the city, and ward representatives shall serve for 3 years. So you have to be
Okay,
residents, not
okay.
registered voters.
so that, and then just thank everyone for voting for me. I can't believe I won, but I also had one other thing I found out when I was at the library the other day. The last Saturday of the month at 12:30 at the Warr Acres Library, there is a giveaway of food, produce for people that they can come from anywhere, but they drive up and they're giving away free produce. So I wanted the citizens of Warr Acres to know about that because it's at our library. And I didn't even know about that until I was,
No,
it's at
it's-
12:30 on the last Saturday of the month at the library.
It's every last Saturday of every month. It's
And they
food.
give really good oranges and
Roger,
bananas.
I haven't
and-
seen it, but Roger did put it on the
Did he
city
mention it?
Facebook.
I've seen it in action
few
before.
Okay,
times.
yeah, I saw it, and it was really nice, oranges and bananas, and yeah, lots of really nice stuff, so.
You have to
there-
get there early, they run out.
Yeah, yeah, but it was, yeah, very long line. So, I think that's all I had.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Myers?
Yes.
Mayor? Evans?
Yes.
Schmidt?
Yes.
Fairchild?
Yes.
Omosowi?
Yes.
Worley?
Yes.
Morris?
Yay.
Motion approved.
Okay. Well, now we're gonna go into the Public Works Authority meeting.
Smack that gavel.
Okay, and it says February, well, I have February 18th, but it's February 25th today. So we have a quorum, call to order. Okay, so that, anybody have anything on the consent docket they want to talk about or pull?
Motion to approve the consent docket?
Second it.
Schmidt?
Yay.
Morris?
Yay.
Omosowi?
Yes.
Fairchild?
Yay.
Worley?
Yes.
Myers?
Yes.
Evans?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Motion approved.
Okay, so we have a discussion and possible action on a change order on the project, Warr Acres 2022-001, 21-inch sanitary sewer improvements. It doesn't have a name. Is that Dakota? No? Amanda? Okay.
Hello, good evening. I'm Amanda Way. For those of you who do not know, I work for SRB, and I am the project manager on this project, which is nearing completion. Yes. So I'm actually going to, this ties in very well with the next item on the agenda. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of that and pull up this. So some background for those of you who might not be familiar with this project. We have rehabilitated and replaced the main sewer line that runs from the north side of Caps Middle School all the way up to 63rd Street. And it has been an adventure, as every project is that I've ever worked on. And at this point, the change order is to reconcile quantities between what was in the estimated quantities on the bid plans versus what has actually been installed.
Amanda, I don't mean to interrupt you, but could you get closer to the mic? There's some people telling me they can't hear.
Oh, okay, of course.
Okay.
So the change order is to simply reconcile quantities between what was estimated and what has actually been installed. So that's the purpose of the change order.
Wasn't it less?
Yes,
Yeah.
the project will end up costing less than was expected, which is good because that leaves more room in the $10.2 million loan that the city has from Warr Acres, from OWRB.
WRB, yeah.
So, yes, this is all paid for with a Clean Water State Revolving Fund loan from OWRB.
That we have 20 years to pay back?
I don't know the details.
Okay, okay.
On
I
that.
think
That- that's
I think
Mark's
it's 20.
department.
Yeah, I think it's 20. Okay. Anybody got any questions or? I don't. That's it.
Because we approved a change order to go to the trenching on that last section, so, I mean, this is,
Formalizing it.
yeah, this is just formalizing.
Yeah, we will likely have one more change order once with the final pay application, just to reconcile any remaining differences out there.
And OWRB was requiring this change order before they would release funds, so.
Oh,
And we had to put out bids, right? We had to put out bids for the contractors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was bid,
OWRB requires that.
yes, that's pretty
Yeah.
standard.
Yeah. Okay. So, anybody else?
Hopefully a motion to approve the change order.
I'll make a motion to approve the change order.
Second that.
Mike, was that you?
John.
John?
He was leaned back, I wasn't sure if it was him or not. Myers,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yay.
Morris,
yay.
Omosawi,
Yes.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Worley,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes.
motion approved.
Yay.
So,
Okay,
I-
and then
I
now
have
now she's got the SRB report on the wastewater
Yes.
master plan and
And,
program.
well, it's more of just like an overview of all of the sanitary sewer projects. So this one, we're almost done. We are scheduling the final walkthrough for next week, and then the project should be done.
We're not gonna smell anything when we drive by there. That's really very hard to deal with.
Which project are you talking about? This one right here? Yeah, they have finished construction. They have already replaced the concrete at the northern edge of the project. And so they should be done. We sent them a punch list, I think at the end of January, mid-January. And so they've been working to accomplish that. So final walkthrough should be to accept the project.
Good. And you said you accepted bidding. When was that? That was a while back, I assume.
Yeah, that would have been, let's see, the notice to proceed was given August 8th, I believe.
Okay.
So bidding would have, let's see, I think we solicited bids, that was published April 1st.
By SRB or the city?
It was SRB, I published it on behalf of the city.
Thank you.
Yes.
I didn't know how that works, so I needed to know.
Of course.
Okay, CCTV.
All right, so moving on to the next project, it gets, I see on the screen, it's kind of cut off, but the 2024 SSES Sanitary Sewer Evaluation Study. We are reviewing the notes and the footage. There's just a lot to get through. There are over 600 videos of the footage. There's over 100 linear feet of pipe that we have camera work on, and we're getting more done because we've extended this project to go for the whole city. So we're just working our way through it. So unfortunately, there isn't a whole lot to show per se, but we are making progress and identifying pipes and moving forward.
Were there any changes to any of the red?
No, when the map was first, that I put it up, we were going off of like 3 colors, and so we've expanded it into 5 colors, so the number of red has decreased quite a bit.
Okay, good.
Okay. Any other questions on this?
You say you integrate with the GIS system, is that gonna be available to like the public or something like that for like, well, I'm a licensed land surveyor, by the way.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So, I try to get sanitary sewer atlases all the time. How available will that be when it's done?
We hope to have something that we can publish publicly. That is one of the goals
Okay.
that we have.
When are we going to see the red lines here getting fixed?
Well, that is something that I don't have a set timeline for that, but there was some, let's see, some balls were up in the air and a few got dropped, and so we're picking them back up and prioritizing those. I have some people who are helping me review them. I'm gonna review them and then pass that on to Mike and develop a priority plan to start knocking out the worst of the worst. I mean, for one of them, this up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one, but there is another one I'm looking at.
Oh,
I
there-
think it's next to the fire station.
I don't know where that is.
Yes.
Oh, right there.
This one?
Yeah, is that next to the fire station? I cannot see that well in the map. It's very
48th.
small.
I do not have a specific answer at this time.
Okay.
But
Fire station, I think would be right here. We were talking about this one.
Fire station, this is MacArthur. This one is, this is MacArthur. And fire station should be.
You see the park right there?
That's the
You
park.
know.
Okay, so it's not gonna stop fire trucks from getting out, okay.
About a block south.
Yeah.
Close, but it's an outfall from that area, but it is about a block west, or block south and then west.
Okay, it's just in case the street gets blocked and they cannot go in and out. You are my favorite person now, so, so thank you.
yeah, over the next couple of months, we will definitely have talked to Mike and prioritized the red lines and started working on some sort of design.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, so the wastewater master plan, between the CCTV footage and working on the next project, this has just taken a back burner, unfortunately, but that's my update on the master plan. But I will say now, it's moving up to a front burner now that I have more or less finished the engineering report for the next project.
The biggie.
So yes, this one has taken my attention. For those of you who might not know, back in December, I believe it was December 6th, was when the emergency council meeting was. And just the day before, OG&E removed a light pole right here because it was leaning pretty badly. And when they pulled the light pole out, there was basically a sinkhole directly to the sanitary sewer line underneath. It's 24 inches in diameter, and this is part of the main sanitary sewer line. It's called an interceptor that carries all of the flow south of it, from all of Warr Acres south flows through this. Also, pretty much all of the flow from Bethany flows through this. So there's a lot of water, about 3 million gallons a day on average, with peaks up to 6 million gallons a day. And so we went out there, lots of meetings with Mike, and put out an emergency bid. Cimarron Construction got the bid to CCTV the line and determine the extent of the damage. When they got in there, they learned that there was extensive damage. Basically, the top of the pipe was just gone. It was dirt, which that's not supposed to be the case. So we got a quote back from Cimarron for how much it would cost to repair that line. And because that section was so deteriorated, it wasn't just digging out like a 20-foot section of pipe. It was basically, you would have to replace the whole 140 linear feet from manhole to manhole. Which in between the two houses, because the manhole is in between two houses that are 14 feet apart, the pipe is 11 feet deep, posed some construction issues. So we came up with a plan with Cimarron to repair it, and their estimate came back at $619,000, which, even though that was a fairly conservative estimate and kind of if some things went wrong, you know, it would still be at least probably $500,000 to repair if everything went absolutely right, which of course that happens. So we decided the city does not have funds for that between what's in the sewer fund, and if the city were to get an emergency grant from OWRB, that's only up to $100,000 or $150,000. So that would not cover it. So we decided to move forward with replacing a stretch of line, which CCTV footage has also shown to be corroded. So that's kind of just a matter of time before that is corroded. Also, the lines were installed in 1964, so they have lasted longer than their estimated service life. So the proposed project is this red line from a manhole here at Wood something Court. Maybe it's just Wood Court. I can't remember the exact name. Behind the houses here. So this is also right by Pines East Lake.
Okay.
And so behind the houses, replacing this section right here where the sinkhole is, and there's a dam spillway right here to a manhole here, and then replacing it up to a manhole right there on the northern end.
Where, the one at the end is where?
Mm,
It's like right by 7-Eleven?
no, this is actually still just right by the dam.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, nope, it's about 790 linear feet.
That's along Shoreline Drive, right? That,
Yeah, this street that's
yeah,
right here is Shoreline Drive.
yeah, okay.
And so upsizing that all to 27 inches. And we're also working to figure out how to fund repairing the dam and spillway, which the spillway is very very eroded, rather. So that's its own project that we're also working on. And then, so the steps for this engineering report, which I submitted my draft to Mayor Douglas and Mike Turman this afternoon for them to review. And I'm happy to provide drafts to anybody else who might want it. I just knew to start with those two. You have a question?
Are you taking over this project? Wasn't there somebody else that was the lead on this?
So there was another engineer named Jigger Desai.
There it is.
Yep.
That was the one. Okay.
He did the hydraulic assessment for the dam.
Okay.
I'm in charge of the sewer line.
Gotcha.
Yep. So there are two of us.
Okay.
And
Yep.
this is in Ward 1, right?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Your ward, yeah.
I gotta, okay, so when I went around talking to people to get votes, they were wondering about that dam, the people, especially in the HOA over there with Twin Lakes.
Yeah.
That was one of the big
Pines.
questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they have questions, we're actively working to repair the sewer line. So the plan, or moving forward, is that hopefully next month, you all will approve my engineering report so that I can submit it to ODEQ. And I'm gonna try to send ODEQ a draft report ahead of time so that they can start reviewing it and get back to me with any comments to help speed the review process along. And then I'll also have to submit the plans to them, and that will also require your approval. So the plans are almost done. There's a little bit of work left to do. So maybe at the March meeting, you guys can approve them, which would be wonderful. And then once everything gets approval from DEQ and OWRB, we can solicit bids, award it, and get this line replaced. And this will be the next project that will be funded by the $10.2 million loan.
And then the spillway is something different.
Yes.
How's the spillway gonna be funded? Do we know yet?
No.
Well,
No, we have, Nope.
The HOA, that's what
Yeah.
I
I
was
was gonna say,
That's what I was wondering.
agreement with the HOA for
Yeah.
the spillway work.
and they came to one of our meetings and said they were working on financing and stuff. I feel like they
Well,
said that.
They
like
did.
a year
What
ago.
they're working on, this would be the second time that the issues had to be addressed, and Amanda, correct me if I get the history wrong. What happened the time before and what the previous council had been pursuing was essentially the city paying for it and the HOA paying the city back, which would be the second time that this has occurred, and they paid us back the first time. But they can't afford to fix it themselves.
Yeah.
And
No.
why would we spend public money on it? It is private property. The answer to that, you can only spend public money for a public purpose, is very simply answered by, what if it fails? We have a public interest here. It's private property. They
Yeah.
need to pay us back, but we can fund it and get paid back because of what could come.
Yeah, it could flood Northwest
Well,
Expressway.
yeah. I'm also a certified floodplain manager. So
Jack of all trades.
I understand, well, yeah, it goes in with the surveying stuff. So, so I kind of understand, yeah, flooding out a whole bunch of people downstream and costing a bunch of money.
And did this dam, and this may be jiggers, but they were trying to get this dam to not be as catastrophic level, what is it, the rating or something?
Yes, so it is currently classified as a high hazard dam.
Okay, so that hasn't changed.
It hasn't
No,
changed.
it has not changed. It has worked its way through OWRB, and they had to send it to the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And so at this point, who knows when we'll get comments
So it's still up
back.
for review?
It is with a federal agency at this point.
Oh, gosh.
Oh.
Hey, I work for the
Awfully
federal
cynical of you,
government.
man.
They know better than anyone.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, that's true.
I have a question. We were renting pumps at the Interceptor. We still doing that, Mike?
Yes.
Still renting those pumps? Yeah.
Yes, so
yeah.
there are currently bypass pumps on standby right now, just in case the line happens to fail before
That's
we
good
can
to-
get
And
to
Amanda,
construction.
for our new council members, why does it matter if this line fails? How catastrophic could it be for the city?
Yes, if this line fails, then it could cause an unpermitted discharge, which on its own is, could cost the city thousands of dollars in fines. It's also really close to a lake and a creek downstream, and so the city could potentially be required to pump out the lake and creek, which would not be cheap.
There's another reason I was asking. Can you go back a few slides to that sewer map? Just for our new council members, the plant's that way. Everything flows that way. I'm not tall enough to reach it. I
Oh,
need
yeah,
that- need that guy
way
before.
up there.
Everything
Yeah, use the
right
mouse
here
there, right here.
flows to
Here.
that point. So if you want to be able to flush your toilet,
Right there.
that's why this is such a critical project, is because, what would you say, Amanda, 90% of the sewage that people flush goes
Easily.
to this point in our
Easily.
system?
Yeah.
And from Bethany
It
too.
goes all the way
Well,
to
yeah,
100.
Bethany ties into our lines at some point, so it contributes as well. But unless you live north of that point, if that line fails,
Yeah, Bethany ties in right here,
Where? Oh, let me see. Okay.
right about there. They send at least 1 million gallons a day, or 100, is it 1 million? I think so. Through here, and then it wiggles up that line and just goes right through that line right there.
It goes all the way to 192nd.
Yeah.
Woo!
Up by Oklahoma City's Deer Creek wastewater treatment plant.
Yeah.
Amanda,
Yes.
I would like to ask a question about that emergency problem. I was unaware that OG&E had pulled up their poll
Okay.
that started all this. I mean, are they not gonna be helping us out with this since they kinda started
They
it?
liable?
liable.
They,
They
they-
pulled the
they-
pole 'cause
they
it was
didn't,
leaning because there is a hole under
they,
it.
they didn't poke a hole in our line. They had a pole on top of a line that disappeared.
Gotcha.
I mean, is that
It should
a
have been-
unscientific way of putting it?
Yeah, they did not cause this. We caused their line to, their pole to fall
Gotcha.
over.
Thank you for the clarification.
Of course.
But it wasn't just that one point. I mean, it's, the top is missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, starting like
Large.
almost at the manhole,
Gotcha.
going to where the hole is.
You could have put their pole anywhere within a few hundred feet and it would have sunk.
Yes.
Mike has a really cool video if anybody wants to see it of just how much flow is going through when they pulled out that pole. He has a video of what you could see from the street.
Do we have numbers of how many gallons of daily basis? For example, in the
It's-
winter, in the summer, I'm asking for something totally different than the plan, but something I'm thinking about.
Okay, well, it's an average of 3 million gallons a
Yeah,
day.
3 million, that's what.
I don't have winter flow and summer flow off the top of my head. I just, for right now, I just know the average is 3 million with peaks up to 6.
Is there any way that you can get me those numbers? Next
Yes.
meeting, if you can bring it with me, please, don't forget.
Yes.
I can email you if I get your email address from someone. That's okay.
Yeah, on these papers somewhere.
If it rains.
Well, that's when you get sick.
It's been a couple days since I looked.
7 to 14 million during rain events.
Right.
7 to 14 million during rain events.
3 million average daily load, and then rain event, depending on the intensity, could be from 7 to 14 million gallons that the plant puts in the holding ponds.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, are there any more questions on this project? Okay, I have one more update. So, moving forward, yes, I know the wastewater master plan has been on the back burner, and I'm gonna work to get that finalized. We're finishing up the CAPS Middle School interceptor project and preparing for the Pines Dam sanitary sewer project. But also, coming up, we're gonna start working to replace, rehabilitate lines at 50th and Meridian and associated with the library service line. So these are known problem areas to Public Works. They have asked me a few times to please start fixing this. So at 50th and Meridian, there is a 4-inch line, but there's more than one. It's kind of like a bunch of service lines are kind of coming together.
It's cobbled.
It's been cobbled together. Mike sent me some pictures. The lines are pretty shallow. They were never planned out. It's a mess back there. And there's a restaurant and a few businesses. And so we are going to start working on the design. We got the survey done over December, January. That got processed and emailed to me today. The other project area is the library service line. I believe currently it's a 4-inch line. And the problem with the 4-inch line, regardless, is minimum it's supposed to be 8 inches according to DEQ regulations. So that's one of the things that we're gonna do up here at 50th and Meridian is go back in with an 8-inch line. And then with the library service line, put in probably a standard 8-inch line. And then also, there it is. Some of these lines are 8 inches or 10 inches and they connect to a 12-inch. So they're not standard all the way across 63rd. So that is something that we're gonna do, is kind of standardize those lines. So like I said, I got the survey to my email today. And so we're gonna start design, expect that to take about 60 to 90 days for the 60% design. And we're also gonna do some potholing to locate existing utilities in the areas. So that is what's coming up.
You
I've
have
seen
been
him
so
out and
busy.
about a lot. Scrubbing and doing whatever. I've seen him a lot. I've seen him on on your side. They're out there doing it.
Okay, cool. All right, and that's my update on the sanitary sewer stuff. We're doing a lot.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yes. Are there any questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn?
Second?
Somebody want a second?
Yeah, I got it. Myers,
Yes.
Almosui,
Yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yay.
Worley,
Yes.
Evans,
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Oh, Mike, I forgot to bring up the,
Oh, your comments?
the community center, but there's a building that's for sale that they were gonna, the fellowship hall, they put it up for sale. So I wanted to talk about buying that for the community center. So.
Can I unadjourn it?
No, it's for,
That was the Public Works Authority.
she was
Gonna
gonna make,
be reconsidered?
she was gonna make comment.
I was gonna make a comment and I forgot to.
Well, we haven't done the economic development,
Yeah,
so
we
you're
haven't
okay.
done that meeting, so
Yeah.
that wouldn't really fit for Public Works Authority.
Yeah, no, I meant the
It's
first
a city
meeting, but,
council meeting.
Oh.
Comments at the
so,
city comment.
yeah. I mean, it's new business,
My suggestion would be, well, we won't go down that path. My suggestion would be gavel to order the Economic Development Authority meeting
Yeah.
and simply announce that without further discussion or debate.
Okay, but just no discussion. Okay, all right. Well, let's start the economic development meeting, February 25th. And call to order, we have a quorum. So does anyone have anything they want to talk about on the consent docket?
All of one item.
Is approving the minutes. I'll make a motion to approve the consent docket.
Second it.
Just item A.
Just item A. Yeah, I want to pull item A now.
Myers,
Yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Worley,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yay.
Almosui,
Next time.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Evans.
Yes.
Mayor.
Yes,
Motion approved.
okay. So our item 4, discussion and possible action on submitting an application for a Route 66 Association Centennial Project proposal with an up to a $35,000 city share matching fund. Dakota?
Okay, so this is kind of, we already submitted this application at your blessing last month, since we did not have an item on the agenda. This essentially would just allow us for me to retroactively get official approval for this. So in previous months, let me back up, for new people, Route 66 Centennial is in a year, November of 2026. So the Oklahoma Route 66 Commission is giving out grants for projects that will enhance areas along Route 66, provide photo opportunities, tourism stops, etc. So we had previously applied for a grant, and due to some fatal miscommunications, we are not taking the funds for that grant. So we previously have already approved this amount of money to be included as a cost share for the project. I worked with Councilwoman Myers and spoke with you guys last month about submitting a new application for this round of funding for a sign that would basically demarcate the entrance into Warr Acres. So that application has been submitted. We asked for $47,500 total. That is the full cost of the project. However, they do prefer to show at least that the city can match those funds to some degree. So the application, I wrote it in a way that says, hi, we want all of the funds, all $47,500 that we're estimating for this project. If you will give that to us, that's what we'll take, but we also do have some matching funds available, should you determine that we're not going to get the entire amount. So that's basically what this is. Application's been submitted, we should hear back, I would assume, by the end of March.
I don't remember. Do you remember what those signs cost?
For in-state, it's 30,000 for the sign installed.
Okay.
5,000 was for electrical. And then we boosted it a little bit to, there's a couple of Bradford pears that are in the way.
To dress up that
To dress up that area, so the Bradford pears would obstruct it, so we've asked for money to get those taken down and some other zhuzhing of the area. And I think we may have electrical on there twice. So.
But the way that this
We just
grant-
went for broke.
Yeah, when the way that this grant specifically works is it's you have to submit invoices and then you get paid out. So they'll only pay out exactly what we submit invoices for, so.
As I say, what we're looking at is the 35,000, we could just pay for this sign and the footing if they don't give us the grant.
Correct.
What you're saying is you think they might give us less than the full amount, but something?
I would imagine, just based on past experience, I can't guarantee this, but I would imagine that they would give us what we asked for, because that's what they did on the previous application. So, should we be selected? But I also don't know if our denial of the previous application is going to have any negative effect on this round. It's possible that it could, but I don't know.
And much like the last go-around, if they award it, it doesn't commit you to spending it.
Correct.
So what you're doing tonight,
Oh, here it
I would
is.
suggest to the council, well, to the trustees, since we are in the EDA meeting, what you're essentially being asked tonight is to bless what Dakota brought to you last month after the agenda was already locked in stone. It doesn't obligate you to pay anything, but if you have reservations about doing it, now's the time to express it. Otherwise, if it gets awarded, then would come the details and a final decision on actually spending the money.
Correct.
I got it.
Any reservations on the sign. They brought the sign in here, we saw it, it's
beautiful.
nice. And it's uniform all the way through Route 66. They're trying to get these signs up in every town
Yeah.
so that we can be consistent.
So-
And I really liked them.
I got an email today from Carla Jackson on this, that I have to sign a letter, a form to rescind the previous request.
Right.
So I
So I
just.
don't have to forward that to you, because I
just
got it too.
I just got it today,
Okay,
yeah.
me too.
So,
All right.
okay. Which I'll do.
Also, just to be transparent, this will cover the cost of the installation, the first round of installation and the clearing and grubbing of all the things, but it will not cover long-term maintenance or electricity. And those costs should be marginal over the course of time, but just want to be clear.
I'll make a motion to approve
The submission.
this application, Route 66.
I second that.
Yay.
Yes. Evans,
Yes.
Worley,
Yes.
Fairchild,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Schmidt,
Yay.
Omosley,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes.
motion approved.
Just make a statement.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I have a statement I missed earlier. The Fellowship Hall down on 42nd, that, can't remember his name, he applied to turn it into an event center. It is now up for sale. I did not have a chance to call and find out why or how much, but.
400 something,
What is it?
$453,000.
Okay,
I saw that.
Okay, we need a community center, and I thought the city could look into purchasing that for the community center. I don't know as far as out of the economic development fund, I don't know how we would go about it, but just as for discussion later down the road, I wanted to bring that up.
Is there a committee or a commission we could commit that to?
Yeah, get some
To have
people
them
on
look
that.
into it for the council and bring us a report?
Right, yeah, that would be good. So, for next month.
I'm not sure who, but
Yeah, we can do that.
My suggestion would be an item on the next either council or EDA agenda. Might be better for EDA for reasons I can explain when we get there, to signal whether or not the council is interested in allowing you to proceed with some preliminary discussions about whether or not to acquire.
I know that my dad used to rent this building as a community center to have parties. So we could, if we bought it, the city bought it, we could rent it out for events because it's already been rezoned for that. And we could set the rules.
415,000.
But it couldn't be past,
you're not-
say 11 o'clock or whatever, no alcohol. So we would set the rules and make, recoup the money like they used to with this building.
Now's as good a time as any to just remind everybody that thanks to our Oakland Supreme Court, we're not subject to our own zoning code. So even if the zoning had not been approved, we could use it as an event center.
Oh, cool. Okay. Great.
So
Well,
the square
just-
dancers may come back. Just
Yeah, yeah. Well, my dad won't, he died, but anyway, so that's all. I just wanted to bring it up and we can talk about it later.
You say 400 and
15.
400?
And I saw the pictures of the place. The place needs a lot of work. If you haven't seen it,
bought it for
I
$242
highly recommend
years
that
ago.
you check the
Actually, a year and a
pictures.
half ago.
They started fixing it, but yeah, didn't.
It needs, they stopped.
Is that why they put, I don't know. why
They stopped because of the 2 o'clock or 11 o'clock. So I've seen the pictures inside. I've been looking through
No, I've got
houses
mine at home.
and I checked it
one
out.
person say
It
yes.
is,
I'll bring it up next week.
it's a huge
Be too
project
fast.
that is
Yeah.
left.
Right.
It's not small. So 415, you're gonna need another,
But at this point, I would suggest that since this was just an announcement,
Not talk about,
discussion would be a problem.
yeah.
I make a
Okay.
motion to adjourn.
But we will have an item for discussion next month.
Yeah.
I second the motion to adjourn.
I'll third it.
Evans,
Yes.
Morris,
Yay.
Amosawi,
Yes.
Fairchild,
yes.
Schmidt,
Yay.
Worley,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Mayor,
Yes.
motion approved.